Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, and welcome to the full review of the Galaxy Note 8. Is this the tablet for you? Is it going to be able to fill all your needs? Well, we'll find out today and check out how good is this tablet. Now, when it comes to look and feel, this tablet is pretty well off, actually. In terms of screen, it is an 8-inch screen across, and it does have a pretty big bezel, which is the first thing that people usually comment on, but I have to tell you, it's perfect for holding in one hand because of it. I've never accidentally hit any of the sides with that feature, as well as it's a little slippery on the back, but it won't slide because the camera has a little hump right there. So it will never really slide on any kind of surface, which is actually, I don't think that was done on purpose, but it's just a nice coincidence. The material is pretty decent on the back, however, I do love having a case on it anyway. I love the Samsung book cover case, which I always use on my device, which adds a lot more grip to it, of course. And it's definitely very light and easy to hold in one hand very easily. So in terms of look and feel, I really like it. It's very thin and it feels better than any 7-inch tablet I've ever held, and to me it feels better than an iPad mini. I actually had a customer today actually tell me they thought like, hey, you know, they saw this one for the first time. They're like, what is this? And she worked at Sprint, and I was just like, oh yeah, that's cool. And so she took a look at this and she was like, I like it better to hold in one hand compared to the iPad. And I would have never said that, not my own opinion, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Some people actually prefer this over the iPad, even when she has an iPad herself. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But I really like the look and feel of it. It feels really nice and easy to hold any part of your screen one-handed. It's definitely very easily nice and able to do. Now when it comes to web browsing, you have a couple of different options. This is the stock browser. As you can see, it moves fairly quickly. Pinch to zoom does very well. And even double tap loads fairly well. Now the other nice thing about this, okay, that double tap didn't go well. There we go. The other nice thing, of course, is you do have the S Pen, which of course will add to the ability to actually highlight and activate drop-down menus. So you can actually activate any kind of drop-down menu, as well as actually use different sections of the device. So actually go over any of the sections, and by using AirView, this essentially works like a mouse on a computer. So it's a really nice feature, and just makes it really look well. So it does a very good job at just basic web browsing, and of course, since it's a stock browser, you can install Adobe Flash if you choose to off of a website. I have a tutorial on how to do that if you click on one of my old videos, how to install Adobe Flash on Jelly Bean. And then you could actually use full Flash websites to view all of your Flash content. So for web browsing, it does very well. And again, you can use the stock browser, or if you want to sync up all your tabs, you can of course use Chrome. Now when it comes to music on this device, it does have a very loud and clear sound, but it does have of course one flaw in that, which I'll go over in a second. First, let's play a song.
That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. West side, bad boy killers. You know who the realest is, niggas. We bring it to you. That's alright. First off, fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. West side, when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life. Plus.
So you can hear very loud and very clear, even if we play like a rock song. Let's go back. Let's Play. So very loud. However, if I tilt it over and play music,
But I was wrong. It's true. But I wouldn't feel the way I do without a sense of something real for you.
you can cover up the speakers quite easily. Unfortunately, Samsung did not put front speakers as they typically do on their 10-inch tablet for their 8-inch tablet. This is really annoying. I know they hadn't done it for their 7 inches, but I thought at least for their 8-inch they would. Just put 2 speakers right here on the side, just like you do for your MP3 player, Samsung, and we will be much, much happier. I love front speakers. I want them so much. But yes, so music is really loud, very clear, but unfortunately you can't cover it up. And we'll find out that more on the video portion. Now when it comes to playing videos, you have a pretty good screen. It's a 1280 by 720 screen, which plays really relatively good, just simply because it's a TIFF LCD, if I'm not mistaken, and it just looks very good when you play it at
Hey,
720p.
Great graduation party, sweetie.
What are you doing?
I'm taking a picture of these ribs with my new GS4. Have a smell.
I smelled the ribs. Come on, you don't be a wussy. Do it.
These ribs are insane. Hello?
Yo, Scott, what's up, man?
You gotta be kidding me. That's how you answer it?
Yeah, please. Okay. So good. Thanks, buddy. You want it? Yeah. Oh, wow. Here, I want to share. Can I share too? No, yours doesn't do that. Wow. You got the whole flop in one picture.
So as you can see, very clear, very precise, and just does a really good job. And of course, the other part about it that's really nice is on the videos, you can always take a screen capture of the video while playing. You can use pop-up play to continue your video playing.
I have something. So some smartphones are smarter than other smartphones.
Exactly.
What are we?
And of course, you can even do
What are
split
we doing with
screen.
these phones?
So on videos on built-in as well as YouTube videos, you still have the split screen ability to say watch YouTube while doing something else, such as going on your Gmail, your Google Talk, Office, browser, whichever, even navigation or Facebook, and have a split screen for all of your sections. So it's just a really nice ability that you can use for this device on your video watcher. Now when it comes to gaming, of course, I've already done a gaming review on this device, but just for a quick recap, it tends to do gaming fairly well. So whether if we do like a higher end game or entry-level game or anything like that, it does a fairly good job of just being able to operate the graphics very well off. And does a very fluid job with them. No real lag, no jagged movement or anything like that. It just does fairly well overall with all of its gaming needs. So for gaming, this is a really good device. Not to mention that, of course, you can plug in the micro USB to full female USB to use your PS3 controller to control games like Shadowgun and all of your emulator games. So for gaming, I definitely recommend it. I've used it for gaming in a lot of cases, so I like it really well for gaming. It's not as high as, say, like the new S4 or certain other, like the Tegra 4 ones that might come out later on this year. But for gaming, I mean, it's still a solid device. You can play any top-of-the-line game right now. When it comes to battery life, we pretty much get a typical battery nowadays, it'll easily last you all day. As you can see, 940, and I've been using it for a good amount of the day. And it still has about 26%. So it's been working pretty good. I had it on full brightness, and I always have a live wallpaper on it, so of course it does take a little bit more. You do have the power saving option though as well here, which if you hold that down, you can actually see if you turn this on, you get a couple of different things, from turning off hepatic feedback, screen power saving, just basically even more conservative auto, and also limiting the CPU, so it turns it from a quad core to a dual core. This will get you about on average about 3 to 4 hours more, especially the CPU part. That's definitely the biggest up to your battery life. So for most users, you will not be disappointed. However, for a full day's use, you will need to charge at the end of the night. And if you're a light user, you can definitely have it for about 2 to 3 days, I would say on average. 4 days is kind of pushing it, but for average users, you'll definitely have a lot you can go on, and you can even have quick close to your apps with just a button. So really nice in terms of battery life. Well off, I would say, for today's tablets. So for extras, well, extras, obviously the biggest one will be the S Pen. So the features that the S Pen offers is going to be really nice, and it just complements it very well, especially the fact that you can now use the S Pen on all of the buttons as well. It just makes it for a really great viewing experience, and just everything flows very well together, just so everything moves fairly simple, and you can use a lot for it. So really good in terms of how it operates. Then of course you also have a couple of other things, such as right here you have Watch On, which is your IR blaster, basically your TV remote. So it uses this part right here, and when you hold it like this, you have access to be able to control your TV. Do not show again. And all of your content that's currently on your TV, as well as stuff you can buy, and then we can always just use our remote control from here. And you can do this to operate a couple of different things, including TVs, everything from TVs to top boxes like Time Warner, cable, DirecTV, anything you have, as well as things like DVD players, Blu-ray players, and other such devices. So really nice, very simplistic, and I really like the new look of this one compared to the old smart remote app. This is from the same company, Peel, but just a little bit altered. And then finally we have another extra, which is of course the micro SD card slot on the side. So as well, it does have 16 gigs of built-in storage. You do of course can expand that with the micro SD card, which I usually recommend people getting at least a 16 gig nowadays, just because we're getting more and more reliant on content. So if you wanted to have like music or movies or anything like that on there, it's good to keep that on the micro SD card for the most part. So I would definitely use it for that purpose. But those are some of the big extras from Samsung that are on the device itself. And finally, in closing, the price point, which is probably the most questionable thing about this device. You have the Galaxy Tab 2 7.0 coming in at $199 to as low as $169 when it's on sale. So is this tablet worth the $399 price point it's been labeled at? That is up to really the user. I definitely am a power user, so for me the Tab 2 7.0 just wouldn't cut it. I do like having the 8-inch screen. It just feels the perfect size, especially with the pen. For my job, I have to do a lot of filling out documents and everything like that, as well as doing quick questionnaires for market research. So for that kind of purpose, it just makes a lot of sense to have this and just being able to navigate through it very quickly with the S Pen and this in one hand. It has taken precedent over my Note 10.1, and it's also nice that they include with that $399 price point $25 for the Google Play Store to kind of use whatever you want. Now, being fair though, I would say it would sell a lot more at $349. I know they were trying to go for a more premium device, but seeing as the iPad mini is at $329, it's kind of hard to get people to spend more than an iPad typically. Now, don't get me wrong, this is far superior to an iPad mini, and we'll go over that in a comparison in a week or so, but it's just really a well kept and well made device. So I would recommend this for more the power user. If you are, just learning a tablet, then yeah, the Tab 2 7-inch would be perfectly fine for you, or even the Tab 3 when it comes out. But for the most part, the Note 8 is for a more power user that wants that perfect medium between a 7-inch and a 10-inch tablet. If you have any other questions on this device, feel free to ask. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.